Welcome back to Big Mike's Garage. Out here working on the 79 Trans Am again today. This is take two because some idiot doesn't know how to press start on the video machine here. Yeah, so since last time I was working on this, I've been out here a few times working on it, but you really didn't miss much because all I did was kind of mess around with the power steering pump and try to get the right belt. And I've been to AutoZone 3 times now. I know AutoZone, but I mean, look at this thing. It doesn't deserve anything more than an AutoZone belt at this point. So once it proves itself, we'll go to O'Reilly's and get the good stuff. Gates all the way. Let's take a look. So that old power steering pump was just, crazy. Flapping around in the breeze. The mounting bolts was kind of janky. It's still kind of janky, but I did manage to pick up a power steering pump that actually has all the brackets on there that it should have from a friend. Thanks, Ryan. From his 79 Malibu that he's LS swapping. I don't even know what to say about that, but it's no accounting for taste, but I get it. I get it. LS are good engines. So anyway, I got this kind of bolted up, but the belt's been wrong. I did completely screw up. Some idiot decided to, and the idiot's me. The one mounting bolt down there, I decided to just run the bolt in there to, clean out the threads. And I wasn't even wrenching on it hard at all. And the head just snapped right off, so that was nice. So we're not even going to have that one. I don't know who uses grade 2 bolts on a car, but I don't know. I can't even talk about that anymore. I'm so irritated. But, yeah, so then I do have the stud for right here, so I can make a little, put the stud in there with a little pipe and put a nut on the end for that support. But to be honest with you, just getting this thing to yard drive, if the belt goes on and it's not flapping in the breeze, I'm probably going to move on for now and then see if we can get it running good today. Because I really haven't messed with the tuning on it. I don't know what the distributor's doing. All I did so far is just kind of crank the distributor back and forth. I don't know where the timing's at. We'll figure all that out. Vacuum leaks, who knows. So, all right. All right, I'm going to keep working on this here and come back in a little bit with an update. All right, here we are. We're back. Got a whole bunch of improvements to show you. Just wait. All right. We got both belts on, alternator and power steering. How fancy is that? And look at this power steering. I don't even think it's going to flap in the breeze, and it's missing 2 mounting bolts. So I think we're going to be good. GM just over-engineered that. At least for now. And then I've been looking at some wiring here for this, electric fan, which I'm not a super big fan of. And it's pretty janky. Yeah. It's got an electric fuel pump for some reason too. And that's the wire for that. So we got that out there. It looks like we got a relay hooked up here. Look at this tie wrap action. I didn't even do that. I can't claim that. Look how long that tie wrap is they used. Holy shnikes. But it looks like all the wiring is there for the fan. So once I get it running, I'm going to try it. So let's do a cold start. This thing hasn't been started in a couple weeks, and when it did, it ran like dog shit. So let's see what we got. Give her a few pumps. The accelerator did work. Oh, I got to hook up the battery. Oh, and as you can see, yeah, this is pretty fancy battery setup. I think because it was an Olds 403, the battery tray was over there, but somehow the guy decided to put the battery cables over here. And probably because it was just easiest, so really, the battery's just kind of sitting in there. I'm going to come around this way. It's just kind of sitting there. So I just kind of hook it up. Everybody's got a car like that, right? Where you got to be able to get the battery cable. Oh, and check out the side post adapters on the battery. Those are pretty sweet. Oh, we don't want to burn a spark plug. Look at this. To make sure we don't burn these fancy spark plugs, we're going to have to do some more tie wrapping over here. I can see if it runs. Notice how I said if it runs. Let's look over here. This side looks all right. They're all hooked up. All right, we'll try it again. Excuse me. Now check out the keys for this fancy automobile. Look at that. Look just like they've been living at the bottom of a river for about 20 years, kind of like the steering wheel that somebody decided to paint black. All right, let's see what we got. Oh shit, and it doesn't even turn. Oh. Okay, we probably got to put it in park. That's probably going to be our issue here. Let's see what we can do. Which is probably a good thing that I didn't start it in gear. Especially since I'm standing here. I'm going to go do one of these. Oh, look at the fancy. Look at that. Don't get any better than that. Windows that actually roll up and down. I mean, why go ahead and put the window crank back on there when you can just leave it loose, right? All right, let's see what we got. Nothing. Dead nothing. What the hell? All right, well, let's leave the key kind of turned on because that way if we got... I wonder what's going on. The battery went dead? Is it not hooked up? Is that not tight enough? That could be. I redid that and this whole little contraption and that wire that's not really right. Battery's hooked up. It's got to be something to do with that. Or this. Wonky shit. I don't know. Alright, let's go see if I can crank it again. Try it one more time and then we'll get the old digital multimeter out and see if she... Nothing. Absolutely nothing but disappointment. Alright, nothing but disappointment there. I'm going to go get the multimeter and see if the battery's dead. Hopefully that's it. I don't know how it went dead because it's been disconnected this whole time, so we'll see. Alright. Okay, back. So I had the wires hooked up wrong, of course. All that happy stuff. Alright, let's try this again. Listen for that sweet sound of the buzzer. Oop, guess it just started. Alright, no fire. We might have to get out the old squirter. Of course, maybe I just flooded it too. We'll see. Oh, there she fires the life. The sweet smell of bad gas and terrible ignition components and running. How solid that power steering pump is too. Precious. Oh, that's perfect. Feels like a top. Alright, I'm going to see if I can get the electric fan working so it doesn't overheat once it keeps running for a while. Okay, we're back. Well, I did a little bit of fiddling around. A couple things I did since last time here. Verified the firing order just to make sure that was right. Made sure we weren't going to have any vacuum leaks. Check, check. Then I put the timing light on it, and then I noticed one thing was that whenever you would hit the throttle, it would always bog and make that nasty. Well, see, somebody had the vacuum advance hooked up to ported, and I like to have it hooked up to manifold vacuum. Now, there's arguments either way, and you get people that'll say, oh, they're manifold or vacuum, they want it up to ported vacuum. And I don't believe in that though. I mean, I guess it can work good for stock engines, but which this one more than likely is. But I just haven't had good luck on it, because then as soon as you hit the throttle, then the timing jumps and it goes all crazy. So just to show you, like on this Edelbrock here, this is a good example carburetor. You can look when the carburetor's off, but you can see always the higher ports will be the ported vacuum. And what it is that port won't get vacuum until you actually tip into the throttle a little bit and start driving away. This is manifold vacuum, and that'll give vacuum all the time, so that when it's sitting here idling, it's got extra advance from the canister, from the vacuum advance canister right there. And the reason you want that is because you'll have a cleaner idle with more timing, and you'll be able to turn all your fuel adjustment screws out farther with more timing at idle. And it'll run cleaner, run better, cooler, all that good happy stuff. In my mind anyway, in my experience. Other people think other things, let them. So then what I did was, what you want to do is when you've got this hooked to manifold, you got to unhook that to time the engine. And you can time it by ear, especially a junky old piece of shit like this. But what I did was, oh, and that's nice. I see there's no transmission cooler hooked up, so that'll be a serious problem for the car anyway. That's all right. We don't have a fan right now anyway, so who cares? But yeah, you unhook that and then do the timing. So I set the timing initial at about 13, 14. It was running pretty good. Then I hooked the vacuum advance back on, and I was able to lower the idle quite a bit. Now I've got it idling around like 800, 850. It's kind of a junker, so I want it to idle a little bit high so it doesn't die. I've got the choke turned all the way off because I don't think the electric choke is working right now, so I don't want to fiddle with that. So it won't have any choke when you start it cold. But anyway, well, let's see how this piece of junk starts now. And it's still got a few electrical gremlins, so don't be surprised if it doesn't start right up. Oh, no, if we got the buzzer, she'll start. There we go. See? Not too shabby, really. I mean, for hot garbage, she's pretty good. I mean, it's got the color match valve covers and air cleaner. Look at that. Oh my God, that's a thing of beauty. Look at that. God, I just heard the panties drop already. All right, well anyway, I'm gonna put the hood down and hop in and see if I can take this bitch for a ride.